Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, guys. Okay, tonight we have a discussion, lex discussion, right?
Yeah.
So our topic tonight is what will happen actually if the horse ate too much of apples. Yeah, apples. But this apple have no rats. So let's explain the objective actually. We done this discussion. So first of all, to identify the chemical composition of an apple.
Okay.
Secondly, to investigate the biochemical process happening in the. Mainly we discuss about horse, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we discuss about the biochemical process that happen in horses. Alright.
Yeah, like how
Horses
it's
monogastric or ruminant? Monogastric.
Okay.
Because they have just one stomach, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So third, the last objective is to determine the effect of overdose of eating apple. So the effect that to the horse lah when they eat too much of apple. Alright.
Okay.
So I will explain about the composition of the apple. Apples contain dietary fiber in their skins and core, if there is no wax actually. So about 10% of an apple is made of carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is, we can spread is sucrose, fructose, glucose and starch.
Yeah.
And 4% of an apple is made up of from a variety of vitamins and minerals. It also contains a small quantity of lipids, proteins and organic acid. 80% of the apple is made of
water.
water. So mainly we discuss about what happen biochemical events, what biochemical events happens in the horses, and we specifically focus in carbohydrate, right? Carbohydrate, just carbohydrate, right? Okay, so we can proceed.
So when the food come into the mouth, that the digestive system already began.
Okay.
So what is happen when the apple is in the mouth? So when in the mouth, right, the fish are mixed with the saliva in the mouth to make a moist bolus that can be easily swallowed. And then three parts of the glands that produce the saliva is the parietal, the submaxillary, and the sublingual. So in the saliva on the horse that contain all the biocarbonate which buffer and protect the amino acids in the highly acidic stomach. So when the bolus go into the stomach, right, because the stomach is too high acidic, so that the saliva will protect the amino acid. And then the saliva also contain the small amount of the amylase which assist the carbohydrate digestion. And then the chewing action of the horse is also a sweeping action which incorporates both lateral forward and backward motion and vertical motion, like macam tu.
So actually it's same with human, right? Because they they have amylase enzyme.
Yeah.
But for ruminant there is no amylase enzyme, right?
No, because they also got full stomach.
Oh, okay.
And then this allow the feed to be efficient, grounded, and mixed with the saliva to initiate the digestive process.
So after mouth, we go to where? If like human, after mouth is
Esophagus.
right?
Yes.
So
After the mouth, the food bolus will enter the esophagus. In this esophagus, horse's esophagus is not like human because horse does not have gag reflex, which is when the large amount of food enters, it does not simply turn back to the mouth, where like human we will choke and spit out or vomit back the food, but horse will just continue. The peristalsis will just continue to go downwards. So that is why horses cannot vomit. In the esophagus, the food just go down and into the stomach.
Even the food is not enough chewed by the horses.
Yeah, that's why.
just go through that.
There is a possible choking.
So there will be no any choke cases in horses.
No, there is.
There is.
High chance of choke
Oh.
and colic and stomach upset because of this.
Okay, so
So after esophagus, so if according to human, after esophagus is like stomach, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Stomach.
You know, for stomach in horses, they have three regions. which is
For 3 regions.
Yeah,
Three regions.
yes,
Oh, I
three
thought
regions.
it's like human.
In one stomach there is 3
Yeah,
regions.
3 regions. And the name is like quite hard to say. It's like Secus Kickus.
What?
That's one part of the region.
Secus Kickus.
Tickers. Oh.
One is Fundic region,
Fundic region.
Like funny
Pyloric region.
Pyloric.
Pyloric
region.
Right. And I'm going to explain on Secus Kickus. You know Secus Kickus? Secus Kickus. Okay. Yeah, okay. It's located at the entrance of stomach and the esophagus. So it's basically where the part is connected between the esophagus and the stomach.
Okay.
And the feed comes under the influence of hydrochloric acid and pepsin. So that's where when the feed will be exposed to the enzyme and it will be digested. So the soluble sugars are ready for absorption and undergoing bacterial fermentation to produce lactic acid. And in that progress, fermentation will start to occur inside the stomach and it will be forming lactic acid. So hydrochloric acid, you know, like our stomach, they have hydrochloric acid, right?
Yeah.
It's like the stomach juice. Yeah. And the pH drops eventually as time goes and fermentation will stop too
Okay.
because the hydrochloric mixes with all the feed. But if it doesn't stop, it will cause gas accumulation in the stomach because when you're doing too much fermentation, there tend to be a lot of
Produce the
gas,
gas,
produced.
the
You know?
stomach.
Yeah. So what could happen in the stomach is it could rupture the stomach lining.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
can cause so serious problem.
So
Then how about the
That's the first
sec-
region, right?
yeah,
that's
Oh,
region.
well,
Then-
after that it goes to the Fundic
yeah,
region.
the region.
So here, because of all the acidity, the pH usually drops to about 5.4. And here fermentation will completely stop. So due to the presence of pepsin and the stomach acids, this initiates digestion and degradation of lipids. So after this, the stuff will move to the third
to the
region.
Third region
And the
or
region
Pyloric.
The pyloric
The
region.
pyloric. Okay.
Basically, all this region is in one stomach, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they just disappear to 3 regions. Maybe they got different functions.
Okay.
So the pyloric is the stomach that is joined with the small intestine. pH drop to 2.6. Eliminate fermentable lactobacteria, and proteolytic activity is higher in pyloric region than Fundic region. So after that, we go to
We'll go to stomach.
After
stomach,
small intestine.
small intestine.
Oh, okay. So what will occur in the small intestine?
Horses, did you guys know that horses' small intestine have 3 sections?
Really? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
there are 3 sections.
So it's same with stomach. Stomach have 3 regions. Small intestine have 3 sections.
Sections,
Okay.
which is duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. Yeah.
Oh.
In small intestine, the digestive process for horses are quite similar to monogastric animal, but there are several enzymatic activity that are lower than monogastric animal. Did you guys understand that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lower than
It
monogastric.
sounds like similar to human.
Monogastric. Yeah. Similar to human. And then in the digestive process also have many components, and the enzymes that are used in small intestine are pancreatic enzyme, carbohydrates, protease, and lipases. Okay. After the feed had been digested, it is absorbed through the walls of the small intestine and carried by bloodstream
Oh.
or to other cell that needs nutrients.
The feed stuff that carries to the small intestine actually will turn to acidic, acidic surrounding or alkaline surrounding, because I think stomach just before that is acidic, right?
Yeah, acidic.
Something, right?
Yes.
So at the small intestine,
I think got bite, right?
It's quite
because there's
not much acidic.
so alkaline, right?
I think
I think okay.
you can search it.
Okay.
I'm not sure about that.
Alright.
Okay, and in the small intestine, nearly 30 to 60% of carbohydrates digestion and absorption, amino acid absorption, fat soluble vitamin, which is the adik. Okay, and some minerals are absorbed in the small intestine. So
So got some different process or another process occur in the small intestine. Like I search internet like hydraulic. Go what?
yes,
Hydrolysis digestion.
Oh, okay.
Basically, for the hydrolysis digestion in the small intestine, because actually there are pancreas near the small intestine, so there will be pancreas will secrete pancreatic amylase that will degrade small hydrolyzed carbohydrate into more simple sugar. Okay, before that, there actually, because I think they forget to mention about the enzyme that are secreted in the small intestine. Basically, there are three, which is amylase, glucosidase, which there are two, sucrase and maltase, and third is lactase, also called as beta-galactosidase. And okay, for the mouth, actually there are just like human, has also got amylase, but not so much. So the degradation of carbohydrate is not as much as in the human. And for the stomach, there will be gastric acid that will degrade the carbohydrate into more small sugar and will pass it to the small intestine. Okay.
Can I continue that? Actually,
Yeah.
after that, in the luminal phase, that alpha amylase that you say that A amylase in the mouth actually cleaves alpha 1,4 linkage in starch molecule, but does not cleave alpha 1 C linkage. This is more to by chemistry or organic chemistry. So about the linkage, about the chemistry events that occur in the horses. So the end product at this stage are disaccharide and oligosaccharide. This is mainly about carbohydrate, right?
Yeah.
Disaccharide and oligosaccharide. So disaccharides such as sucrase, lactase and maltase are expressed along the length of the equine small intestine. That all the process occur, the absorption occur in the small intestine, right? After that, I think fermentation process, right? Okay. So sucrase activity was higher in the duodenum and jejunum than the ileum, while maltase activity was similar in duodenum, jejunum and ileum. Actually, it's same with human, right? Because we have amylase here in mouth, and at duodenum and our jejunum, ileum, there is maltase, right? Pancreas. They will digest carbohydrate that I think overpass that our mouth, right? Alright. So
After small intestine, if
after
according
small.
to human, is go to large intestine, but is it same with the horse?
After the small intestine, the things that
the feed that being digested.
the feed will go to large intestine. The large intestine for horse is called hindgut. The hindgut is actually consists of cecum, large or ascending colon, small colon, rectum and anus. All of this is attached to the hindgut at the end, at the middle. And then the microbiome, the activities that happen in the hindgut is microbial digestion that is performed by billions of symbiotic bacteria. Symbiotic bacteria is the bacteria living in symbiosis with another organism or each other. Okay. In this digestion, it breaks down plant fibers and undigested starches into simpler compounds that is called volatile fatty acids. This volatile fatty acid will be absorbed through the gut wall.
Is this the fermentation process?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then we go to another part.
Cecum, you will go
and
to
then we go to
the
another part.
cecum. So inside the cecum, there will occur the microbial inoculation, which is similar to the rumen in a cow. So the microbial will break down the feed that was not digested in the small intestines, like the fiber, because if they eat an apple, inside got fiber and cellulose, something like that, it will digestion occur inside the cecum there. So this inside the horse, the cecum is very unique. It got a special thing because the entrance and the exit is at the top of the body of the horse, which means that after the what we call the forage or the fiber enter in the cecum and then it digests it. After it digests already, it will go out because okay, we human is a straight body. We the food come out from top and then we go out. We like flow down all the way until the entrance, right?
Yeah.
So but in horse in the cecum there, it will enter the cecum here, enter and then digest and go out from the the same entrance also.
What?
I don't know, they're born with that digestive system and because of this they will cause a lot of problem actually, because it will cause them if they eat a lot of dry feed without enough water, so it will cause the compactation in the lower end of the cecum and this will turn out into pain like colic because maybe too dry for it, so it come out because you know that the dry thing you want to come out like constipation. When you have the hard feces, you very hard to come out, right? Same goes to here.
But there is no problem if they consume this apple, right? Because there is 80% of water, right?
Just say that if they eat too much of dry material, they will cause this problem. And this is one of the unique thing of the cecum. So inside there, the feed will remain in the cecum for about 7 hours and allow the bacteria to start break it down using the fermentation process. So here the fermentation process occur again. So the microbiome will produce vitamin K, B complex vitamin, protein and fatty acid also. So the vitamin and the fatty acid will be absorbed but only in the little amount. If there is a protein absorbed, means if protein absorption occur, the amount of mineral and the vitamin will be absorbed little lesser. So after cecum, I think it goes to the large column, right?
In the large colon there is two regions also. Is the
Can I ask,
left.
large colon, is that the large intestine?
No, it is a part of the hindgut. Hindgut.
Yes.
There are many things in the hindgut, like the small colon, and one of it is a large colon. So here it has two parts, which is the left ventral colon and the dorsal colon. So microbial digestion or fermentation, like what he said, also continues here. And the nutrients that are made via this fermentation process will be absorbed through the gut walls. So these ventral colons, they have a kind of like a sacculated design. It resembles like pouches on the gut wall. So this helps the horse to digest large amounts of roughage and fibrous materials. So that's the good thing about it. That's the function of the sacculated compartment. However, this is not so good for the horse because this design makes it susceptible to colic, because the pouches can get twisted, and because of the fermentation process, it's very gaseous. So all the gas build up, and horses, they can't burp very well. They can't release gas very well because they have a very low reflux capacity, like what? Flatulate, I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
Flatulate.
Because it doesn't come out through the front.
Yeah.
They don't have.
How about the flatulate is like
Coming out
gas
to the
cup?
back.
Yeah. Is
I'm
that
not so sure
possible?
about that. We'll have to find out.
Gas from back.
Yeah, come out
Fart?
through the anus.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Because they can't burp very well, but I don't know about flatulence.
I think will because last time we practical got right. Someone I don't know lah. My group.
That one
Ah.
is ruminant cow.
It's for
Can we postulated
Horse
this
is
horse?
different.
Can I-
I don't know.
No.
I don't know because last time like
I mean,
I see the here like I don't know.
What?
Don't know.
what is that?
I didn't ask.
It's okay.
Okay. So
Um,
proceed.
yeah, so the pouches can get twisted and filled with gas, which leads to colic. So that's one complication that can occur. Anyway, the feed that comes to this large colon, it usually arrives 7 hours after eating the food, and it stays in there for about 48 to 65 hours.
Oh my.
Okay.
So after the large colon, after this,
Small colon.
oh yeah,
Small colon is same like large colon, but the diameter is 10 centimeter only.
okay.
And the majority of nutrient is digested by now, right? And the undigested will be remain in the small colon. And the function of the small colon is to reclaim the excess moisture and return it to the body. And the result is feces ball being formed. And feces balls which not be digested and mostly indigestible portion of what was fed some 36 to 70 hours ago are then passed to the rectum and expelled through the anus. Yeah.
Actually, there is two region of what your large colon. Right?
Yeah.
The small colon also there is two part.
No.
It's only 10 centimeters long.
So
That's the
small colon.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Diameter is 10 centimeters.
Oh,
10 centimeter. Yeah.
Oh,
Right here. This is 22.
where is the
This
huge?
is 10.
But the length is same like large colon.
this is small colon.
Now I confused about the large colon. There is two part, right? The
Yeah.
right one, the left one.
Yeah.
What? How about the small colon?
Yeah, one part only.
So there will be mid in the middle, right?
Yeah.
The
I think
small colon.
somewhere there.
All right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I will discuss about digestive spiral. It's basically the most common death among equine is actually colic, like Chang said, guys said, because the horse eat too much dry feed. Colic usually happen when there are sudden change in the diet and there is the change in the bacterial population in the horse hindgut, which is the large intestine. Okay, and then so because the bacteria, we call it microflora, they're not happy. It's because there are several reasons why that the microflora is not happy. Because first is the horse is under stress, and second, the horse is traveling large distance. Third is the horse suffer illness and injury. Fourth is horse receive antibiotics, and the fifth reason is the high performance horse that were being fed too much often. That's
Correct thing.
Makes the
colic thing.
bacteria.
not so heavy.
So we already talked about the digestive system inside the horse. So now we can like talk about what actually the horse will happen to the horse if the horse eat too much of
Yeah,
apple,
I'm
right?
actually asking about the effect to the horse.
Yeah, because you know, like what you say just now, the chemical component inside the apple got carbohydrate, right?
Right.
The carbohydrate is like sucrose, fructose, then glucose. So this all considered as carbohydrate. So if a horse eat too much of carbohydrate, it will have an overload problem. So what do you mean by overload is a carbohydrate overload component has been implicated in the etiology of laminate and digestive disorder, or notably colic. So in the horse that the hydrolyzable fraction is digested in the small intestine up to a point which the enzymatic capacity become overload, because you eat too much of carbohydrate. So the enzyme inside the horse have to like OT lah, have to work hard. Work hard. So it will cause the excess hydrolyzable carbohydrate is then fermented in the large bowel, while the remaining unhydrolyzed carbohydrate means it already hydrolyzed the carbohydrate in the large bowel, but inside that still got some unhydrolyzable carbohydrate. Okay, so it will cause the rapid fermentation of the hydrolyzable carbohydrate inside the digestive system, and it will, because it's a rapid fermentation, right? It will like promote the proliferation of the lactobacillic species, which is a kind of bacteria, and the proliferation of the bacteria, the lactobacillic species will produce the lactic acid. So we know that lactic acid is bad, right? So it will like cause diarrhea, overgrowth of undesirable bacteria population, and it will increase the risk of the endotoxemia and the laminate. So this is all about the overload problem occur if the horse eat too much of apple lah. So
I have something to add about the colic. For further information, colic have two types. There are two types of colic, which is gas colic and spasmodic colic. In this case, about the too much apple, the horse will experience gas colic, or the other name is tympanic colic. So colic is the gas buildup inside the horse's digestive tract, which is the colon and the bowel. Because when there's too much apple, and there is too much fermentation, and gas will be trapped because horse have difficulty of
Digesting or removing the gas.
Removing the gas. So they will have colic, and it is very little and can cause death if no further fast treatment available.
Besides from that, right, there's some of the horses already have the orthopedic disease, where also when they eat too much of the carbohydrate will also cause the development of this disease. So what is the developmental orthopedic disease? Is a qualified term that encompasses on all limb problems associated with bone growth disorder in the fur. So the risk of developmental orthopedic disease may be increased by high energy intake, especially for the hydrolyzable carbohydrate. So the young horse with the radiographic evidence of osteochondrosis lesion had greater response to the glucose and also the insulin after a starch-rich grain meal compared with the non-licensed horses.
Non-what?
Non-licensed horses.
Non-licensed.
So the glucose and the insulin that respond to the meal may be confounded by intake time, gastric emptying, digestion, and rate of the absorption. However, since the horse will rest in the same of the environment, and also the fat will similarity, thus they will influence on meal response are likely genetic or the metabolic. So, besides that, about the feed fasting cycle, also change associated with the starch-rich grain meals promoted by the growth hormone secretion. So the growth hormone action is mediated by insulin-like growth factor 1, which play a role in the normal growth and a maturation of articular cartilage. So this is normally the disease that will inside the horse after they eating too many of the apple, which was the chemical composition of the carbohydrate. So it looked like the time is already very
Yeah, that was
it's
very
already
late.
night, right?
It was
so,
a good discussion.
yeah, so we will just stop our discussion here
Yeah,
and
call
then
it a
thank
day,
you.
ah.
And then thank you for you guys for joining this discussion.
Okay, thank you.